Hey folks, and welcome to the Daily Ratings Weekly Movie News Podcast. This week's news brought to you by some sneaking sneakers. Yes, it appears that Quentin Tarantino is making moves to direct another movie. Though it's just rumors right now, there are some rumblings that Tarantino could be in production within this year. This comes as a huge surprise since Tarantino backed out of making his 10th and what he called his final film, titled The Film Critic. And also recently, Quentin publicly criticized the current state of movies, acting like he's pivoting towards stage plays. We discussed his remarks on our recent special. Tarantino said that if his play is a hit, maybe it would then be his last movie. But if the rumors are true, then there will be no play in sight, and all about this film. Sony International did make a comment after the movie critic was scrapped that it acquired Quentin's next film, whatever that may be. It's not known at this time if this movie would just be a different version of the film critic, or if he plans on making more than 10 films now. We'll keep you guys updated as more comes out. Again, it's just rumors, but the people talking about it are connected folks. So we'll see. I mean, that's huge news, though, especially if it might be happening this year. Another person kind of sneaking around is Mr. Jonathan Majors. The actor already might be making a small comeback to Hollywood. Majors had been convicted of reckless assault and harassment back in December, and he was sentenced to a 52-week in-person domestic violence intervention program. And since the news broke out, Majors lost his role as Kang in the Marvel franchise, and a sci-fi film called Merciless has been on ice. But now a film with him starring in it called Magazine Dreams is coming out this weekend and in a wide release as well. Magazine Dreams was delayed for a period of time, but the studio has decided to run with it. And also Michael B. Jordan is supporting Majors to come back for another Creed film. Michael B. Jordan directed and starred in Creed 3 alongside Majors. Many critics enjoying his performance, Vincent Daly giving Creed 3 a 77. Jordan has come out publicly supporting the way Majors has dealt with the current situation and has also said, quote, "I would love to make Creed 4 together, among other projects." And it appears that Warner Brothers might be taking a minute on Michael Mann's Heat 2. Mann had hoped to start production back in 2024, but then that got pushed to early 2025. Now Michael Mann has submitted the script to Warner Brothers, but the project is yet to actually be greenlit by the studio. Warner Bros. Might be getting cold feet and isn't willing to risk an over $100 million movie budget on it. Mann's last film, Ferrari, was a box office failure, only making $45 million worldwide. It doesn't sound like Warner Bros. Has an issue with the script itself, just feeling uneasy about getting made right now. You know, Mann just turned 82 and has other projects in development. Heat 2, though, is the priority for Mann right now. So if it sits for too long, Warner might just have to sell it off, but hopefully they decide since the script is done and now everything is just at a standstill. Director Barry Jenkins eyes his next film. Jenkins made his name with films like Moonlight and A Beale Street Could Talk. He just came off the kind of underwhelming Mufasa movie for Disney, and it looks like he'll stay in the big studio lane. Universal picked up the rights to make The Natural Order, a sci-fi thriller based on an unpublished manuscript by Matthew Aldrich. And it's actually going to be published in the future as his first novel. Aldrich was a writer on the much-disliked animated film Lightyear, but also wrote the very liked animated film Coco. Barry Jenkins and Aldrich will be co-writing the screenplay for The Natural Order, and it's going to be starring Mr. Glenn Powell. Neil Blomkamp, director of Chappie, Elysium, and his biggest hit, District 9, will be directing the remake of Starship Troopers over at Sony. Now, the goal for Blomkamp isn't just to remake 1997's Paul Verhoeven Starship Troopers. Rather, he wants to go back to the source material of the Robert A. Heinlein sci-fi novel from 1959. So that could be a pretty cool thing if tackled right. Blomkamp seems to be the right guy for it, and that project makes more sense than his last film, Gran Turismo. And yet another biopic announcement, it looks like Tiger Woods is getting his turn. Amazon MGM Studios is developing the project along with Barack and Michelle Obama's production company, Higher Ground. Director Ronaldo Marcus Green is in talks to helm the project, Green's most prominent directing role being King Richard, and no names yet for who will be starring as Tiger, but we'll see as things develop. Let's jump into this past weekend's box office numbers. And honestly, not a great weekend, really. But in fifth, we have The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie that made $3.2 million. We then have Captain America Brave New World, raking in only $5.7 million. Brave New World is at a worldwide total of $390. It's said that that film, though, needs to make $540 million just to break even. So it is not looking great for that. Third for the weekend was Mickey 17 with $7.4 million. Second was Black Bag, Steven Soderbergh's new film, making $7.6 million. And first was Novocaine, making $8.8 million. So again, not the best weekend, especially for some new releases there, but actually Novocaine, for making $8.8 million, probably pretty good considering it only has an $18 million budget. So that's actually probably going to be in the black. Coming up this Thursday, folks, Vincent Daly will be watching, rating, and reviewing a lot of new films, actually. We've got 4 of them for you. So we are doing a small Sundance movie called Opus, and that just came to theaters. Then Netflix's very expensive The Electric State, directed by the Russo brothers. And then we have the top 2 films at the box office for the weekend. So we are doing Novocaine, starring Jack Quaid, Dennis Quaid's son. And then we are doing Black Bag, that sleek spy thriller with Kate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender, directed by Steven Soderbergh. And that's it for your weekly movie news, folks. We'll just leave you today with a quote from a production head and former U.S. President Barack Obama. Rows and rows of rock-hard ice cream can be brutal on the wrists. And all right, folks, the Daily Ratings weekly movie news podcast, that was it. See you on Thursday.